Have you ever just sat back and listened to what your children were saying to one another, to other children? Not only what they said, but how they said it. What was the potential emotion behind it? My mother often would say, erase words from your vocabulary that weren't helping. And there are a lot of words packed with power, with pain, that are being spit out, venom in the world to others. The Bible talks about the tongue being a vile thing. And it also talks about being quietly, as Wayne Dyer would say, being quietly effective. That we don't always have to say something when someone projects pain on us, when we're angry, frustrated, because our words, not just our actions, but our words feed into this generational cycle of pain. One day, my son had said a word. He was young. Oh my gosh, he had to been less than 2 or somewhere between 2 and 3. And he said a word to someone. And I don't know if that person heard or if they ignored. They didn't say anything, but I heard it. And I knew where it came from. I knew my son had heard it. And at that time, he didn't quite understand what the word meant. And occasionally, I find myself listening to my children, saying, good job, things that I've said to them. And there have been other times when I heard them say something and I said, oh my gosh, do I talk like that? Repeat something that I said. And I've often said that our children are our teachers. They they help, they're like record players where it we can hear how we are speaking not only to our children, but how we're speaking to others around our children, because they will pick that up. And my mother, what I realized over time, because I've not only taken her principle and applied it to my life, but I've also seen the spiritual component of it, the common sense component of it. And as I state, it's not about religion. It's about, for me, common sense. It's about spirituality and awakening that occurs when we see distractions in the world, the projection of pain. When we see that and we do not let it become our primary focus. Because again, so many great leaders have said that whatever we focus on, that's what we put more out into the world. And the Bible also encourages us, common sense, you guys, to edify one another in First Thessalonians, the book of Thessalonians, and in Ephesians, it tells us to let no corrupting talk come out of our mouths. We are to edify and build each other up. As I was speaking to my children yesterday, my son was getting upset. We got a dog, and his name is Zuko, and he has voiced frustration because my daughter, who wanted the dog so much, I mean, literally begging for a dog, is kind of scared of the dog. Originally she wanted a Pomeranian, and I was thinking she's a poodle girl. But we realized upon researching it that they were in the thousands. One of the owners that we called around, and when she heard that, she was like, "Okay, I want something else." And we were looking on the Habitat website and for Oregon, and came across Zuko. And sure enough, we were first in line, and we got Zuko. And now she's hesitant about being around him. She's a little afraid. He barks, he growls when he play with toys. He tries to bite, which we're training him not to. And so my son had mentioned, you're not taking care of him. And I thought about it, that Often we see the facts, right? We see what's happening, what we want to happen, what we don't want to happen. And I told my son, let's speak about what we want her to do, what we need her to do, because that's what we want more of. We have so many slanderous words that are out there in the world that are literally beating on the walls, on the temples of people. You know, people have committed suicide, taken their lives because of what they internalize, right? From the words that people have said to them. You're mean, you're bad, you're ugly, you should have never been born. All things that are like poison, that poisons, that can poison people's mind and poison their temple, if they take that personally. And with my mother's principles, as I share this one, this is the 20th, I believe, or so that I'm sharing of her just exhausted list. I believe I counted over 40 of them, that it helped to prepare me along the lines of the principle I share with you, that as long as people have a tongue, they will speak, that people will talk, and it's up to us to either see it for what it is, that they are projecting their pain on us, or to internalize it and say, then I must be what they talk about. That people project their pain, some people, not everyone, but some people that are hurting, some people that are hurting, sometimes hurt other people because they don't know how to deal with their pain in a healthy way. They don't understand that, or don't see that they are someone that someone else has projected their pain on, that it's not to be taken personally. Projection of pain is not a personal act. It's more of blinded, unconscious act of projection of their emotions, of their heartaches on something, someone who more than likely didn't do anything to hurt them, right? And so when we edify our speech as parents, as people in general, when we edify our speech, when we hold our tongue, I tell my children, think about what you say before you say it. Will it be helpful or will it be hurtful? What is your intention of your message? Because all messages, it's data. And we can either read the data or we can continue to spread information that can hurt generations upon generations. Because if you have a child that is saying slanderous things, uh, profanity, I hate you, I don't like you, you are this, you are that, then what kind of adult are we raising? Are we raising someone who will create a generational love cycle, or someone who will create more pain in the world? There's already enough. There's already enough of people that feel that they have a right to say what they want to say, regardless of how it will hurt another. And that right is blinded. They're blinded from the truth that within all of us is love. Our Creator is love. We were created in love. Therefore, we are love. We're capable of expressing compassion, hope, kindness, gentleness, that we don't have to be what someone else was or is. We don't have to, because someone else speaks harmful thoughts, doesn't mean we have to pick up that baton and speak it too. We choose how we want to live our lives. And it doesn't have to be how our mother, our father, our aunt, our uncle, our grandparents, our great grandparents, we do not have to continue what they're doing because we feel obligated, because we are their child, their grandchild, their cousin, whoever it may be. When we think for ourselves, when we listen to our hearts speak love. We don't have to callous them with hate for words, hateful actions. That regardless of what someone does to us, we have the ability, we get to choose. Don't let others' pain control your lives. That's what I put out there in the world in social media. And as always, I say, what I say to you, I say to myself. Because when we edify others, we edify ourselves. When we speak pain and harsh words to others, we speak it into our own spirit, our own spirits. And so creating a love cycle is about being you, thinking for yourselves, listening to your heart. And as we do that, the people around us, because they already imitate us, our children imitate us, right? They will imitate that. And imitating that continues the love cycle. That I will respect people, I will honor them because I see the God within them. I see a representation of the truth, that I may not understand it, but to know that you were created by the very thing that created me. And I am love, and you are love. And together, we will love. We will spread it. We will be it. We will express it. So my mother's principle that erase from your vocabulary what is not working. Take time today and every day to reflect on the words that you use. By yourself, around others, around your children, because they are listening, they are watching, they are learning how to be in the world. Training starts at home. Renewing of the mind starts at home, within our own homes, our temples, our body, and our physical home, and whatever we carry outside of our home, whatever we ruminate on, whatever we renew, whatever we build, whatever we create in the home, we create in the world. Our actions have a direct and indirect impact on the world. So choose who you're going to be. Choose the words that you will speak. Because aren't you worth edification of your mind, renewing of your mind, gentle words, kind words? Because if you are worth it, then everyone else is worth it. Everyone else deserves it. Much of what we see in the world, you guys, comes from the words they've heard, the pain that they have taken in. And one word, and you've seen it, you've heard the stories, can change the direction of someone's life. From in jail to a college degree to building companies and businesses to make the world a better place. Our words have power. Choose the words that will glorify you, that will glorify the world. This is Timika Chambers with Create a Generational Love Cycle. It's not just about breaking the cycle of pain. It's about recreating something that already is within us and putting it out into the world.